ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite you to please rise for Indonesia's national anthem and ASEAN anthem. Thank you. You may return to your seat. Good morning. Selamat pagi, distinguished delegates from ASEAN member state. Welcome to the workshop on Review ASEAN Quiz for the Advancement. We will start the agenda by inviting the Chief of Economic, Information and Postal Cooperation from the Ministry of Communications and Informatics, Mrs. Dian Wulandari, to deliver her welcome remarks. Mrs. Dian, the time is yours.
Thank you, MC. Good morning, distinguished delegates, the speaker Pak Yusef Rosmansyah and Pak Noel from ASEC, the respective head of delegates, all participants. Let me allow to deliver speech prepared by Mr. Ikhwan Makmur Nasution, the head of International Affairs Center. So, good morning. I wish you have an enjoyable moment last night during the dinner, the short excursion to the shopping mall, and I hope that you already fresh today to begin the session of ASEAN Quiz. So today remarks the long record of establishment of the ASEAN Quiz that was initiated in 2002. The ASEAN Quiz has been a cornerstone for raising ASEAN awareness among students aged 16 to 18 for 22 years. ASEAN Quiz has served as a key initiative in promoting ASEAN identity among our youth and future leaders in the region. As you may recall, Indonesia had the honor of hosting ASEAN Quiz regional level from December 3rd to December 7th in 2018 in Denpasar, Bali. It was 6 years ago. Through that experience, we have witnessed the immense value of engaging young people in activities that emphasize the significance of ASEAN. Now, it is crucial to continue organizing such initiatives regularly as an essential role in fostering a sense of belonging to the ASEAN community among the younger generation. Quizzes, in particular, have proven to be highly effective in raising awareness and generating interest among the youth, thanks to their popular appeal, educational value, and entertainment factor. This element not only attract widespread media attention, but also foster opportunities, engagement deeper with ASEAN values and objectives. The success of ASEAN Quiz as a promotional strategy is evident in high level of student participation, the strong support from the private sector, the extensive media coverage, and the enthusiasm it has sparked in school, students, and the public. It is vital that we build upon this momentum and expand the quiz reach and impact. Looking forward, this is the opportune moment to review and refresh the structure of the ASEAN Quiz to ensure greater consistency across all ASEAN member states. The quiz should adopt a standardized design with a consistent format and content that targets the same age group in every country. By developing a cohesive and set of questions, we can ensure that all participants are uniformly tested in their knowledge of ASEAN's history, objective, and current priorities. By the objective of today's workshop, I hope every participant has the opportunity to recall, reassess, and settling the direction for the future path of ASEAN Quiz. The outcome of today's workshop is deemed useful for reshaping the direction of ASEAN Quiz to support ASEAN broader initiative, particularly in promoting connectivity and advancing the ASEAN communication plan. This effort will help us more closer to our shared goal, that is building one ASEAN community. Thank you.
Thank you for your insightful welcome remarks, Ibu Dian. And now I would like to invite the speaker, moderator, and all distinguished delegates to take a group photo here in front of the LED. Okay, everyone please come to the front of the LED. Maybe the tall guys can stand on the second row. Okay, and okay. Thank you all delegates, and you can return to your seat. For the next agenda, I kindly invite the Director of Educational Development of Bandung Institute of Technology, Professor Yusef Rosmansyah, to deliver his opening remarks. The time is yours, Professor.
Thank you, Ms. MC. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let us witness the presentation, quick presentation regarding ASEAN quiz. Okay, next. Today we will discuss about what to be done next to have a better quality of ASEAN quiz events. Please, next. Right. Okay. This is the background information. ASEAN quiz is a regional competition organized by the ASEAN Committee on Culture and Information. Every ASEAN member state has been the host to organize this event. Started with Brunei Darussalam in 2004, Malaysia, the Philippines, kemudian Vietnam, Laos, Indonesia, Singapore, and the last event was organized in Myanmar. So this quiz is a prestigious event that involves 3 students in a team, in a group, and 1 accompanying teacher from 10 ASEAN member states. So this is a group competition. Right. The themes of the questions in the ASEAN quiz are political security committee. The second is regarding economy, and the third regarding socio-cultural. So this is from ASEAN socio-cultural community. Types of questions in the ASEAN quiz include multiple choice questions, fill in the blank questions, true and false questions, and mixed questions. So basically we have different kinds of questions, but all of them belong to lower thinking skills, yeah, regarding to the Bloom taxonomy. But this is, well, this has been established for since 2002. So this is our review whether we will continue with this kind of questions. The advantage of this kind of question is that marking is automatically done by the computer. Right. Now let's view the goals of ASEAN quiz. The first is fostering a spirit of healthy sportsmanship among ASEAN youth. So we can see here, first of all, is regarding the academic integrity. So academic integrity is the utmost importance in this competitive event. The second is enhancing the knowledge and understanding about ASEAN's roles and functions. This is among the ASEAN youth. The third, promoting friendship among ASEAN youth. The fourth, raising ASEAN awareness among the general public. And the last one, strengthening the bonds between young people across the ASEAN region. So this involves students, usually secondary school students. And before going into the ASEAN level, usually each ASEAN member state organize national level. In Indonesia, we organize ASEAN level few months before the ASEAN level of the competition. So we have selected the best team from around the country. Next. So here we are gathering here. We have a purpose. We have three objectives here. The first one is identifying successes and challenges faced by the committees of ASEAN Quiz in each ASEAN member state. The second is evaluating the achievement of the goals of the ASEAN Quiz itself. And the third, providing recommendations for improvement. So we have three objectives for today's discussion. Next, please. Okay, now let's see the methodology of our review. The first one, we collect activity reports and news on the ASEAN Quiz from 2002 to 2022. From Brunei into 2002 to Myanmar in 2022. The second, conducting interviews with local organizers, judges, and participants who were directly involved in the event. The third, utilizing direct observations by the evaluation team during the event. And the last one, distributing questionnaires to participants, organizers, judges, to gather opinions on the event's execution, the quality of the questions, the facilities provided, and so on. So we have distributed the questionnaire in early August, and we gave a deadline to the 20th of September. We have collected almost all ASEAN member states, excluding Singapore, who is not present also in this meeting. So basically all the participants, all the ASEAN member state delegates who are present today have filled in and give some explanatory reasons also to the questionnaire. So we have basically the overall conclusion regarding the event is a positive one. So basically it is a success, and the continuation is recommended, but regarding academic integrity and also the quality and the kinds of questions and activities need to be revitalized. We will discuss next about this one. Okay. Let's see about the participation. The participation of ASEAN member states in the ASEAN Quiz from 2002 to 2022 was nearly 100%. Almost every event every ASEAN member state was present. So this is very good news. In 2020, the Philippines was unable to participate in the Asian Quiz held in Singapore due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the impact of 2 major typhoons. So this is the only absence, and we also understand the reason regarding the typhoons and the COVID. Next. So overall, conclusion is that ASEAN Quiz is a successful event. It strengthens awareness of ASEAN and fosters a sense of unity among ASEAN's youth. The ASEAN Quiz has positively impacted ASEAN branding. Coverage by government media in the host countries, along with support from social media, has helped promote ASEAN's objectives. However, so this is not a big success yet, just a success because no mainstream media coverage yet. So this is our challenge for the future ASEAN Quiz in such a way that it will appear on the mainstream media, just like, for example, SEA Games, something like that. Okay, now the challenge section. Limited availability of learning materials in the ASEAN Anywhere website or online or offline. Specifically, the ASEAN Political Security Community, ASEAN Economic Community, and ASEAN Socio-Cultural Community, we can say hardly available. We cannot get the learning material easily. So this is our recommendation. Next should be available easily. And okay, and the need for accessible learning materials through the development of e-learning modules. Yeah, this is actually our challenge today. So that the learning materials about ASEAN Quiz and ASEAN knowledge in general is widely available and easily accessible. Next, please. The variety of competition formats in the ASEAN Quiz needs to be further developed to encompass cognitive, affective, and psychomotor learning domains. Yeah, when we review regarding the Bloom taxonomy, it has 3 dimensions: cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. So, and we also are recommended that we involve higher order thinking skills, not just remembering or understanding, yeah, but instead we have to involve the analysis capability, evaluation, and creation of, let's say, ideas and solution to different kinds of ASEAN problems and issues from the point of view of the youth, young generation of ASEAN, in the ASEAN member states. The second is limitations of accessible online technology and digital infrastructure, especially in situations like a pandemic that restricts mobility. So these are challenges faced by the current ASEAN Quiz committees. Next. Coverage of event by regional or national mainstream media, let's say in contrast with SEA Games or other ASEAN events, all is almost unavailable. So we cannot get any information in mainstream media anywhere, including in national Indonesian media or the press regarding the ASEAN Quiz. So these are our main challenges of current ASEAN Quiz. Okay, next. Recommendations for improvement. Of course, first of all, we recommend that ASEAN Quiz should not be stopped, but instead it is continued with different kinds of improvements. The first, put academic integrity on the highest priority in the competition and system. So we have any kinds of academic dishonesty, for example, should be prohibited. So highest priority of academic integrity. There are different kinds of operation and technology that we can apply so that this academic integrity is put into the highest priority. The second, the development of more comprehensive and in-depth resource materials on ASEAN issues, not only about history, for example, but also we have to cover the future. Improving the accessibility of learning materials, both online and offline. The fourth, creating more diverse competitions formats such as diplomatic simulations, group discussions, or collaborative projects. Next, developing a comprehensive digital platform as the central hub for event execution and participant interaction. The next, expanding outreach to other educational levels, not only limited to the secondary levels of students. Enhancing financial support and sponsorship. We can include sponsorship, so the event can be bigger and more participants. Support ASEAN Quiz national level. So we have each ASEAN member state should be supported to organize a better and the ASEAN Quiz national level with more coverage by the press. Promotion to regional and national mainstream media. So we have to put into a big competition, just like many other competition in the national televisions, for example. Okay, next please. Right, so basically we have okay, so this is the last page, conclusion. The ASEAN Quiz has been an important competition for enhancing the knowledge of Asian youth about the roles and functions of ASEAN since 2002. And the last event we know, 2022. An evaluation of the ASEAN Quiz identified challenges in cross-country coordination, highlighted its success in raising ASEAN awareness. Of course, it is the ASEAN awareness is raised, but still to limited participants. Recommendations for improvement include enhancing the quality of questions, utilizing digital technology, increasing private sector engagement. So not only limited to the participants among the students, the primary school students, but also to wider youth level. The ASEAN Quiz promotes friendship among ASEAN youth and strengthens regional identity. And the ASEAN Quiz plays a significant role in supporting ASEAN's goal by fostering greater understanding and cross-country collaboration. So basically, these are items that we can conclude from the ASEAN Quiz review, and the recommendations for the next event of ASEAN Quiz have been presented also. Okay, I think that's all regarding the main ideas for today's meeting to be discussed. And the committee encourages us to complete the survey by scanning this QR code. I think, is there any direction from the committee? What to do with this QR code? We just scan and then follow the instruction inside. Let me check. Yes, basically I think please everyone scan the QR code and then follow the link provided in the QR code and then fill in the question in the questionnaire, yeah?
Apologize, Pak Yusef. I have a question here. So, what should we put on the title of the event? Is it the event today? Yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay. So, everyone, you can put this workshop on the title of the event on the survey.
Maybe we can put up the QR code once again, in case anyone hasn't scanned it. Yes.
For those who are not familiar with bahasa Indonesia, kembali is to the previous page and berikutnya
Next page.
next page.
Mbak Dian. Thank you, Mbak Dian. Actually, this QR code is will direct you to the COCI evaluation form, which is a kind of evaluation form as part of the MNE of implementation of projects under the ASEAN cooperation. So you can fill this in later after this workshop is completed, because this is more like a general evaluation, not necessarily related to the quiz, but it's because this workshop is part of activities funded by the ACF, the ASEAN Cultural Fund, and also under the purview of the COCI. That's why we would like to ask the participants, speakers, chairs, and everybody involved in the implementation of projects related to the ASEAN COCI cooperation to fill this in the evaluation form. But this can be done later. Yeah, maybe we shall proceed with the continuation of the workshop first. Thank you.
Thank you, Mbak Widya. I also agree because we are 30 minutes ahead of time. So maybe I believe that all of you have questions to our speaker today. But before we are going to a free discussion for the question and answer, I would like to ask every member state to give their overview on the previous ASEAN quiz, and then I will go by alphabetical order. So it's not necessarily to have presentation. You can speak freely on how you feel and your comment and also suggestion for the previous ASEAN quiz, and how in the future we can have integrated ASEAN quiz who is feel fair for all ASEAN member states. So I will start with Brunei Darussalam. Ibu, the floor is yours.
Very much, Madam Moderator, Mr. Speaker. Very good morning to everyone. So after understanding what was presented just now by Professor, we do agree that, I mean, for the case of Brunei Darussalam, we have received extensive and very positive and encouraging participation for all ASEAN quizzes at national level as well as regional level, right? So I think in terms of, since there's, just now you mentioned about it's not in mainstream media, and there's still challenges in Brunei that not a lot of people actually do know about ASEAN quiz, because the target groups are mostly high schools and secondaries. So we do have a few sort of like recommendations maybe, right, in order to, but mostly on the promotion of the ASEAN quiz. We do feel that ASEAN quiz is still relevant, and I think one of your recommendations just now with regards to expanding it to higher other educational institutions, or higher educational institutions we call it in Brunei, would still be relevant, you know, because even us like officers, sometimes we don't know all these basics information about ASEAN, right? So for promotion, I think we can elevate the promotion of this competition by harnessing emerging trends and technologies across various social media platforms in today's digital landscape. Example, maybe short form video content, creating engaging Instagram reels and TikToks to introduce the competitors, and then maybe AR filters, to develop custom filters for Instagram to enhance promotional efforts, and then interactive contents, utilizing polls and quizzes to interact with the public on their thoughts of the competition or to test their knowledge on ASEAN. At the same time, learn more about ASEAN. Next is maybe influencers or social influencers collaborations as well in each countries. So partnering with these influencers would probably reach a broader audience. And the next one, probably to have a strategic or specific hashtags, you know, because nowadays everybody uses hashtags, right? Although it's that trend has already been like a few years back, but it still is relevant. I think for Brunei, that would be some of our recommendations. Thank you.
For your insight, and our consultant has recorded your insight. And then now I go to Cambodia. Yes, sir, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For Cambodia, ASEAN quiz has created positive impact to Cambodian, especially the youth, to know ASEAN member state. This program increased level of awareness toward achieving the ASEAN community vision.
Louder, because we cannot hear you.
Okay. And to enhance the effectiveness, the ASEAN quiz should align with ASEAN New Vision 2045 and align the ACMP Phase 3. The program should be create an innovative the advancement the technology, the change of behavior of our target evidence. And it is the right time for ASEAN member state to review ASEAN quiz and study impact. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Because we lost so much word from what you said, at least from my my seat, I lost so many words from what you said. Can you please send your comments to ASEC so we can have all your comment noted in our report, and it is important to develop the recommendation for the next ASEAN quiz. Okay, thank you. In written form. Yeah, thank you, sir. And then I encourage all the participants here to speak close to the microphone, and then you can just, because this is a wireless microphone, you can just make it closer to you. Thank you. Now I give the floor to Indonesia to give their view. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. In general, we appreciate and agree with the point that have been presented. Some of the key points we highlight include the need for a platform where all students participating in the ASEAN quiz can learn together. Such a learning platform would enhance the sense of fairness and transparency in the competition and judging system. We also recognize the need for more varied competition activity, such as groups discussion or collaborative project, which would enrich the learning experience and improve student skill. And the quiz question were related to ASEAN topic and sufficiently challenging. However, there were varied results regarding the relevance of the quiz question to the school curriculum, and so it be agreed that the school curriculum in each IMS ASEAN member state could better incorporate understanding and appreciation of ASEAN. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Indonesia, for your overview, and we take note of your suggestion. And then now I give the floor to Laos. Yes, sorry.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Madam and Mr. Chair. First of all, I would like to extend my deepest thanks and appreciation to the Ministry of Communication and Informatics of Indonesia for inviting me to attend this significant meeting for ASEAN quiz, and also my deepest thanks to the host for the excellent arrangement in hosting this meeting. Very shortly, I just want to say that Lao PDR has been always supportive of we would like to ASEAN quiz to continue to be organized in the future years, because for Lao PDR we consider that ASEAN quiz it's a very important activity and very useful because it's allow the young generation to meet together and also to participate in a sort of competition or like a game of knowledge. So we would like to the ASEAN Secretariat to continue to support the continuation of ASEAN Quiz because it's very useful and it's and for the young generation to have their knowledge to be increased and to be strengthened. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Laos, for your support to ASEAN Quiz. And now I would like to hear the suggestion or recommendation from our colleague from Malaysia. Yes, Ibu Latifah, please.
Thank you, Ibu Dian. Okay, for Malaysia, to be honest, I just joined the ministry and doing ASEAN when it was all over. I joined in 2023, so I have very little information about ASEAN Quiz. But looking at the challenges presented just now, I believe the basic problem that we have is maybe on the limited availability of learning materials on ASEAN. I don't think it's available online. And when you say that we have 3 pillars, I don't think it's easily accessible to the ASEAN citizen. And I think that has to be improved because in order to attract interest for the ASEAN citizen to know about ASEAN, we have to make the information available. And maybe we can start using the later technology, like having podcasts or something to talk about ASEAN, so that we, make it known to the ASEAN citizens. At the moment, that's all from Malaysia, but we can actually provide you with with further recommendations later, where we review it further. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibu Latifah. So I absolutely agree with you that the limited learning materials is one of the challenges that we are facing now. And then the podcast maybe is very timely to see about the trends of social media today amongst the youth. Thank you, Ibu. And now I give the floor to Myanmar. Myanmar colleague, you can present your overview.
I would like to share about ASEAN Quiz regional level and national level. As you all know, people competing at the regional level, we have to carry out step-by-step verification to complete in national level. The participating departments are Ministry of Education and the Ministry of 3 ASEAN pillars. The national level competition was also progressed nationwide on MRTV, as well as social media platforms such as website, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. That's why it can be said that it is affected to a certain extent. One thing I would like to say openly here is that the study of ASEAN is a bit too broad, so they have less time to study about the blog. In the integrated quiz 2013-2014, led by Malaysia, there are 5 categories for the question bank: APSC, AEC, ASCC, ASEAN in general and specific ASEAN. Most of contestants prepare ASEAN in general and specific ASEAN question, followed by ASCC and then APSC question. I have learned that they don't dare to face the questions of AEC. I think that the main thing is that they are suitable for their age, and next one is the ASEAN economic sector is too broad. Regarding the ASEAN Quiz, the suggestions are to prioritize in-person system in order to meet each other. If we don't need to reach the budgets, it is better to participate in the competition in person, because the opportunity for young people to meet each other is one of the objectives of the quiz. To range more fun questions, according to the age of the contestant, the phase that they can be interested to should be prioritized. to provide specific reliable sources to study. I would like to provide specific reliable sources to study ASEAN website because this is the ASEAN official website. To update the question in the ASEAN quiz pen immediately if there are any changes. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, colleague from Myanmar. So you conduct ASEAN quiz on Myanmar online radio every week. Is it correct? Every week or every month?
Yes, correct.
You have the initiative to conduct ASEAN quiz on Myanmar radio online every week. I think it can be a benchmarking for other ASEAN member states if they want to promote ASEAN quiz. So thank you, colleague from Myanmar. And now I give the floor to colleague from Philippines to give their overview on ASEAN quiz. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chair and Madam Chair, Vice Chair. Good morning, colleagues. We would like to thank Indonesia for initiating this project. The ASEAN Quiz project, together with ASEAN TV News, have been among the COCI's flagship projects, and its positive impact have been proven in the many years. The Philippines would like to share its experience in the quiz through a short presentation and a visual presentation, which indicates the positive feedback and challenges that we have encountered in the implementation of the quiz. So may we request the ASEAN Secretariat to please present the presentation, please. Okay, the major objectives of the project is to elicit the spirit of healthy competition among ASEAN youth through a friendly quiz game that promotes knowledge and understanding of the roles and functions of ASEAN, particularly in achieving and maintaining regional peace, solidarity, and prosperity, to foster friendship among ASEAN youth and promote ASEAN awareness among the general public, and encourage the participation of the private sector in the event. Okay, next slide, please. So for the Philippines, we are implementing this project on two levels, like AMS, so the national competition and the regional competition. So over time, logistical changes have been made due to various constraints, such as moving from face-to-face preparatory meetings to virtual formats. The scheduling of national and regional quizzes also has been adjusted to streamline cost, and these adaptations reflect a commitment to sustaining the quiz effectiveness while ensuring broader youth engagement across the ASEAN region. Next slide, please. So for, this is the implementation. These are implementation photos, so next slide, please. Okay, for the Philippines, the national level implementation is done with the creation of an interagency organizing committee composed of various agencies like the DFA or the Department of Foreign Affairs, the Department of Education, the Presidential Communications Operations Office, the Philippine Information Agency, and the Philippine Broadcasting Service. So this organizing committee usually creates subcommittees to handle specific responsibilities like the test development and quiz mechanics, production and stage management, ways and means, promotions and publicity, and logistical and technical assistance. Next slide, please. Okay, for the participants, our Department of Education handles the search for the participants, and usually the Philippines conduct it in several levels, like we have the school, we have the division, and then the regional, and whoever wins in the regional competitions compete in the national competition. Next slide, please. For the test development, for the Philippines, we have a subcommittee for the formulation and development of test questions. It is usually led by the Department of Foreign Affairs, the Office of ASEAN Affairs, and with members coming from the information sectors like the PIA, PAZOO, PBS, PTV, and also from the education sector, the Department of Education. We promote the quiz through print, radio, television, social media, and our websites. Next slide, please. For the quiz mechanics, I think we have, all the AMS have also adopted this mechanics, so I'll just go to the next slide. Okay, judges and prizes. Judges for the ASEAN Quiz Philippines are composed of representatives from the DFA, DepEd, and the People's Television Network. Next slide, please. So usually we give cash and trophy and also plaque of recognition, not only for the winning students, but also for the coaches and the schools. Also, we have additional incentives for the winning students, like we give scholarship grants from a specific college, and also medal of recognition. Okay, next slide, please. These are the themes that we have had during the past years. So next slide, please. Okay, these are the Philippine winners in the regional competitions. Next slide, please. So for the feedback and evaluation, the Philippines actually gather feedback from the students, coaches, and other participants of the quiz. And so based on their responses, we have consistently received positive feedback throughout the 10 installments. Participants appreciated the events for enhancing awareness of ASEAN, fostering friendships, promoting sportsmanship, and cultural learning. And also there were suggestions to improve, including travel costs for coaches, so offering consolation prizes, and providing more review time. Because as we all know, the quiz budget is also limited, and so we only provide for the students' expenses and not for the regional coaches. Regional coaches, I mean in the Philippines, because we have one student and one teacher coming from each region. So we have 16 regions. Okay. So the ASEAN quiz was particularly praised for its innovative set design and strong participant camaraderie, attendees expressing satisfaction with the arrangements, accommodations, and overall event structure. Participants also suggested logistical improvements such as increased spacing among contestants and adjustments to the timer. So those are comments also from the coaches, because sometimes the time allotted for the question is too little. So overall, the 10 National ASEAN Quiz has demonstrated a trend of positive feedback and continuous improvement, underscoring its role in promoting knowledge and friendship among participants. Next slide, please. So for the 4th ASEAN Quiz, this is just a short visual presentation how the Philippines implemented the regional quiz, just a throwback. I'll give the floor to Ms. Bessie Valdez, our producer for the 4th quiz.
Good morning. We would like to share, the Philippines would like to share our experience when we hosted the 4th ASEAN Regional Competition. Next slide, please. Okay, for day 1, it's the arrival of delegates. Day 2, we had the briefing. We had the Manila tour, then study period, and the welcome dinner. For day 3, we had the technical rehearsal and study period. For day 4, we had the competition, and day 5, the departure of the delegates. We will show you a short video, a 4-minute video showcasing the fun games format, which we grouped different ASEAN member states participants or delegates, so they will enjoy the competition. This is another category of the competition aside from the traditional quiz that we hold in the morning of the same day of the competition. This was held in the afternoon of the competition. Let's show the video, please. Thank you. There's no sound. The VTR has no sound. We tested there's a sound earlier. We tested in our laptop. There's a sound earlier. Okay, because we should present this with the sound, so it's not nice that we just show the video without any sound. We cannot understand. Yeah, I have it. Okay, I'll just get the file from. Excuse us, please.
Gentlemen, mabuhay! Welcome to the 4th ASEAN Quiz Regional Competition.
The first question. The title of the ASEAN Anthem is the ASEAN Song of Unity. Smiley or grumpy? Come on, think. No more shifting.
10 seconds.
You have to choose as a group. Time's up. Nobody moves. Nobody moves.
Okay.
The correct answer is grumpy. It's disagree. We now move to our second game, the ASEAN map.
Look for the location of the country you've been assigned on the ASEAN map. Go!
Post the country's name. The country's name. Ow! Careful on the board. That's part of the game. That's part of the game. Okay. The show must go on. Not the trophies. Not the trophies.
The end of the world, yeah. But the entire map. Okay.
This is the.
Our next game is called
Name It.
Image number 10.
Red team got it first and correctly.
These are some of the activities during the regional competition.
Chinatown. Oh yes, it's really great. Yeah, I think it's the Philippines cultural identity is one of the it's really great, and I feel fantastic whenever I go to, because I really never been to such great places in my country. Yeah.
Among these intramurals, the favorite place I like is that his statue that on the crest. Yes, his statue of George Rizal. I've seen in internet. Yes, it's very grand and it's so admirable person.
I find that this place is very interesting, it's a historical place for about 500 years of history, and I think all the different sites here are very amazing, especially the walls here that are used to defend the city.
Okay, thank you. The Philippines recommend that we continue this competition because we believe that it's important to maintain the spirit of healthy sportsmanship and camaraderie among the ASEAN youth. As you see the video that we presented, when we invited them to tour the historical intramuros, they really enjoyed it. So thank you very much. May I give this microphone back to Miss Ellen?
Thank you. So lastly, may I again say that the Philippines support the next iteration of the ASEAN quiz, and regarding the format, we believe that we can support the computerized system, but maybe we have to consider if online is an option, because as in our case, as experience, we have faced so many difficulties using online. So in that case, we support the computerized, but maybe not online. And also, if there are other possible format, like as suggested by other AMS this morning, we can explore. We are open also to other suggestions, like using the latest technologies available or the social media platforms. And we can actually explore all other options for the best interest of the students and the ASEAN, our target audience. We wish also to say that, as mentioned earlier by our colleagues from Laos or Cambodia, the Philippines also started including the ASEAN quiz subject. It's titled ASEAN in the Philippines in the Southeast Asia in our curriculum this school year 2024 and 2025. So our students are also requesting, this is based on the feedback from our regions, from the coaches before. They are requesting that the ASEAN quiz also be conducted in the regional level, even if it's not sure if there will be a national competition, but they are again requesting that we hold it only in the regional level. So on that note, thank you, Mr. Chair, Madam Vice Chair, and colleagues, and we hope that we can come up with a better format for the ASEAN quiz, and we wish all the success of this project. Thank you.
Thank you for your valuable input, Ms. Ellen. And I noted that it's one of the challenges about the funding. So I think all ASEAN member states also have to be ready to prepare self-funding instead of the ACF funding, because
Yes.
the ACF funding is always be limited for every year and it cannot cover everything. So I think all ASEAN member states should be ready to have a cover from their own budget for ASEAN Quiz.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair, for taking note of that, because that's one also of our recommendations, to at least enhance the funding for the project, because the existing budget or the budget that we have provided in the past quizzes is really too small, considering the the inflation and the activities that we are planning for the students. So we hope to have a bigger budget for the next quiz project. Thank you.
Philippines. Now I give the floor to Thailand to give the overview to the ASEAN Quiz. Thank you.
A very good morning to you all, and thank you, our MCIs, for hosting this event. And for Thailand, we also believe that the ASEAN Quiz is a very good cornerstone, or I would say like iconic activities under the SCI, that everyone know that this is the activities that we all together, that all MS join hand and like try to promote ASEAN's awareness among youth, and also fostering understanding and the sense of the unities amongst ASEANs and also the people that working in this activity. However, before giving the recommendation, I would like just to share a little information about the ASEAN Quiz. And thank you for the Professor Youssef for the overview. But from my understanding, I think the first ASEAN Quiz was held in Thailand in 2002, and of course I think I start to involve with the ASEAN Quiz since the 6th and the 7th in Laos, and yeah, several colleagues from the Philippines, Miss Ellen and Miss Betsy, and also Piwarasak, also the one that like try to improve or develop the ASEAN Quiz to be more like active and inclusive with all the ASEAN youth. And also I'd like to mention that I think before the quiz in Laos, Malaysia and Thailand, we also proposed a project to develop a question bank for the ASEAN Quiz. At that time, I think if you remember, we gathering more than like 2,000 question, not just only the 3 topics or 3 pillars from the ASEANs, but also the information like in general, ASEAN in general, or the current news about ASEANs. And also that's why we have like we try to kind of standardize the question for using in even in nationals and regionals ASEAN Quiz. And yeah, that's just something that I would like to share. But for the recommendation, we still think that we can do more in try to improve the content for deeper engagement. We think that this activity is probably not just only try to test the knowledge of the student, but has to be something like the Philippines show us, the enjoyment of the people, the happiness, and the experience that they can learn, not just only from the question that we give them, but also the side event, the tour, or everything that can build up the experience from that. So we try to propose that sometime the quiz if we can standardize the question, of course, but we also can focus like yearly to keep the. I think the Philippines also do it in the fourth, like try to like develop the theme for each year, for like yearly theme for the ASEAN quiz, and also we can also add like some kind of the side event that help to promote the experience of the youth that the participant that join in. And we also for Thailand in national ASEAN quiz, we develop not just only the question for test the student, but we also try to give them the floor or the platform to express their own opinion in some topic that maybe help like us to think about. Yeah, for example, or sometimes like the open-end question that challenge them to think more like critically about ASEANs. For the format, like I mentioned, it should be more in very active experience, give the active experience. It can be the side event. And I think that some of the recommendation that Professor Youssef also showing that we also support that sometimes we can add the simulation activity, for example, like adding role play activities where the student can act like an ASEAN leader or the officer when going to the meetings, similar to the model for the UN or the ASEAN in the ASEAN Secretariat, for example, to simulate them to decision making and more like a diplomacy thinking. I think that's all for now. And yeah, I still have a lot of things to share more, but yeah, next round. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. We got a lot of points from you to be noted. And now I give the floor to my colleague, Ms. Han from Vietnam. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Diane, and thank you very much, Professor, for your very comprehensive report and summaries of the 10th, the previous time and result that we have been done with the ASEAN quiz. We can confirm on the valuable and the effectiveness that the ASEAN quiz in the previous section, phase have been contributes to the development and raising the awareness of the ASEAN people, especially the ASEAN youth, in the awareness of the importance of our region and our unities for developing the region. Now for the next round, of course, it is this project is very, very important because for 10 years before, the ASEAN quiz is different. The situation is very different now. The youth now is also very different. They are the digital one, the new generation, and their concern, their what attracts them will be very different to the one we have been working with 10 years before. So for the next round, Vietnam would like to propose some. Firstly, we totally agree with the other member state on their proposals of to have the ASEAN quiz more on the digital base, more on the integration, more ability to integration with the ASEAN youth via online mechanisms. And the best practice share from the Myanmar to have the ASEAN quiz every month. Yes, very good one, very good one. And also, yes, we need to work together to develop the question bank to make it more update and equal to cross-sectoral. For the update, we propose maybe we can have the annually update for the question bank, working together with ASEAN and the other sector under ASEAN member state to have it more update on the question and answer also, and maybe we can add some kind of open question for the youth to share their voice, to share their expectation of the dream ASEAN that they want to have, to create the sense of belonging for the youth. And also, as we noticed that for now, it seems that the information from the update information from ASEAN to share with our people, mostly regarding the information regarding the meetings, regarding output document, but for information sector, we should need to work more to create the share the information that people can learn and can know from that what will be benefit for them from our work Yes. So that is just some of the comment of Vietnam for now. We will go still work closely with Indonesia and ASEAN member states to develop the next phase of ASEAN quiz. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hang, for your insight. We are also agree that we should need question banks for the next ASEAN quiz. So now, before we go for public break, maybe I would like to give ASEC that ASEC is the one who witnessed the ASEAN quiz from the first implementation until the last implementation. So maybe ASEC could give us some brief and comprehensive overview for ASEAN quiz. Please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I am that old, so because I've attended. Actually, I've attended some of the implementation of the ASEAN regional level quiz in the member countries. Not all, but I remember. I think the first one that I attended was in 2009. That was my first time joining the CID. And of course, we have long-standing focal points, these familiar faces that has always been there from the member countries, like Mr. Forasak from Laos, and of course the Philippines. We have Ms. Bessie and Ellen, and then for other member countries, some of the focal points have changed. For Thailand, I believe that Nikki also has been there to witness most of the ASEAN quiz. From Vietnam, we have several officials change, but I think Ms. Hang also have been there for quite some time. So from the ASEAN Secretariat side, we would like to validate the information that was given by Thailand, that yes, we have tried to do to conduct some a review like this before, Professor Youssef. The initiative was spearheaded by Malaysia and Thailand, where we have a project also funded by the ASEAN Cultural Fund with the title of ASEAN Integrated Quiz. The result, the output of that project was this question bank that we have developed at that time. I think maybe it was in 2010 or 2011. And then also from Malaysia, I think they introduced something like an application or program that was suggested to be used by the rest of the member countries for the quiz regional quiz implementation. So the problem with the question bank is the updating of the question bank. So from what I understand, the question bank that we have, even though it's quite extensive, I forgot how many questions we have in there, and it was like the work of the combined work of all the ASEAN countries with different sectors too. But then we kind of like lost track on how to update, the frequency of updating, and who should update it. From the ASEAN Secretariat, we can share the question bank that we have. It was just like an Excel file. It's not comprehensive at all. So we, of course, we would accept some ideas on how this question bank can be developed, and maybe to have it online so everybody can have like regular updating from each of the member countries. It's important to have updated question banks because it will make it easier for the implementation of the quiz, to just take randomly the questions from this question bank. And for the materials where the students can learn about ASEAN, of course we have the ASEAN website, which I think should be good enough for the students and other public to read about the development in ASEAN. And also now we have extensive coverage in the social media too. For ASEAN, we have the Facebook, we have Instagram, and also for COCI itself, we also have our own social media where we try to like post more into the cooperation activities under the information culture information sector. So I think in comparison to 10-20 years ago, now it's very easy to find information on ASEAN. It's just that we need to be able to promote more on what ASEAN is. I think maybe for the students, as part of their curriculum, it's given that now we have knowledge or a curriculum related to ASEAN. And to share, also to share with the workshop, yes, correct, we always face the same budget problem for the implementation of the quiz. And for those who have been witnessing the implementation of the quizzes from 20 years ago, you will realize that we have less and less money to implement the quiz. And also from what I remember, we used to have the quiz, both national level and regional level, to be held within the same year. In maybe Ellen or Bessie or Mr. Forasa could, validate my knowledge whether it's correct or not. But in the past, we used to have the national level and regional level quiz to be combined in one big project proposal. So we approved the budget in one go. But then because of the limited budget, we split the implementation of the national level and the regional level into 2 fiscal years. And I think it made it to kind of like lose momentum, after the implementation of the national level in the first year, and then you have to wait for the regional level in the coming year. Even if you want to do promotion, to promote the implementation of the ASEAN quiz, people might already lose interest, or maybe you will need bigger budget to promote the implementation of the quiz. So I think that's something that we have to think about, whether it's possible to still implement the national level and the regional level quiz seamlessly. And also maybe this is just to think it out loud. we have to place more importance on the implementation of the regional level quiz itself, because the regional level quiz is where you bring together the students, the winning students from all 10 countries. That regional level quiz is the one that you can promote, to make people more aware of the existence of this ASEAN quiz. I was thinking whether it's possible for us just to focus and to get the budget from the ACF for the regional level quiz only. And it would be great if the national level implementation, the budget for the implementation of the national level quiz could be absorbed by each of the member countries as part of your own commitment. And I believe that it will be, maybe because now you can utilize the online platform, whether it's something possible for you to conduct your quizzes online at the national level, but we will still have the regional level to be held in person, because that's where you can gather all the 10 countries, the students from the 10 countries together, for them to know each other, to experience visiting a foreign country, to have this camaraderie, to be able to interact with each other. I think that could be one of the solution that we could think of, to also be more effective with the current budget that we have. So I think from the ASEAN Secretariat, that's what I can share at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Mbak Widya. That's a very valuable input for us. Or maybe if you still have the report of the previous review, the integrated ASEAN quiz, maybe could be shared to our consultant to make the development of the results of this project will be more comprehensive. And then I apologize that I cannot offer you coffee break outside, so we are serving the coffee break for you here, as the event in the next room is approaching to the awarding ceremony, and then it will be naturally loud, and we are way ahead of time. So I apologize that we should continue our session to the second session. It's open question and answer. If you have any questions to the speaker, or you have a question to each other, please feel free to raise your flag. So first I open the second session. So is there any IMS would like to raise question to the speaker or to the other AMS or to ASEAN Secretariat? Okay. So now I'm waiting. So from my note here, Pak Yusef, I think that all IMS agree that ASEAN quiz has a positive impact, and I think all IMS tend to continue the ASEAN quiz itself. So while we are waiting for ASEAN member states to structure their questions, maybe you can have some feedback on this part.
Okay, thank you, Budian. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Yes, from what we can see together, all of the ASEAN member states agree to continue the ASEAN quiz. Now, the decision, actually I'm asking the decision to ASEC perhaps, yeah. What is the decision regarding the continuation of this event? And how can we decide who is the next host and whether every ASEAN member state propose, for example, to become host. But the most important question first is who decides that the next ASEAN quiz is held, and after that, who will be the host?
Thank you, Professor Youssef, for the question. Maybe just to share with you how it was done in the first phase. We will call the previous ASEAN quiz as the first phase. Yeah, it was based on, I think, okay, if the first one was held in Thailand, that means that we did not follow the alphabetical order. The reason why it was like that was, I think, aside from the fact that the hosting of the ASEAN countries on the first phase was based on the readiness of the member countries. And 2002, I'm not sure whether we already have like 10 countries or not, because yeah, maybe that's also the reason. But we should be able to already establish, if we will decide to continue the implementation of the ASEAN quiz, it would be better if we can already decide whether we want to go by alphabetical order or not. Or maybe you can start, for example, this is just an example, but of course it will depend on the readiness of the host country, that proposed host country, to align it with the chairmanship of ASEAN, for example. Yeah, so you will have like bigger momentum to promote, you know. I'm referring to the regional quiz, yeah, because the nature of implementation of the past regional ASEAN quiz, be it the national level or regional level, we choose, or rather one AMS have volunteered that they will implement the ASEAN quiz for the next fiscal year, for example. They will have to submit 2 project proposals, like continuously, because I said that we have idea at that time to split, right? So even for the national level quiz, where the implementation of the quiz was held in individual member countries, but the proponent remained the same. For example, 2018, it was Indonesia for the regional quiz. But the national level quiz, we also put Indonesia as the proponent, even though the implementation of the quiz was held in 10 member countries. So that was how we did it before. So I think, first of all, I think we have to agree on how we will rotate the hosting of the ASEAN quiz, the regional level, whether we want to follow the previous one based on the readiness of the member countries, or for the chairmanship and then to rotate. And also, just like what I have suggested earlier, if we can really focus only for the implementation of the regional level quiz, then we can maximize the budget for the regional quiz itself, while the national level quiz will be handled by individual member countries. So no more budget will be provided by the ACF, because I think from the ASEAN Secretariat, we always remind the member countries that the ASEAN Cultural Fund is meant to help to contribute to the implementation of activities in under the information sector and also culture, because we would like to encourage the member countries to also co-share, the budget for implementation of projects. But I understand that all AMS have agreed that this ASEAN quiz is a good project that we have that could be elevated more to promote the awareness of, and also to make sure that we are because I think for the ASEAN quiz, it's a fun way for the students, for the young people to learn about ASEAN. And I think I'm not too familiar with how quizzes should be done, but maybe this is also something that we expect Professor Youssef can provide us with more information on whether, aside from the traditional way to implement the quizzes, just like what some AMS has informed, that that it would be good if the program would also include some interactive games for the students, so that they can interact among each other, and that they can have like open-ended question to have more critical thinking. So it's also something that the member countries should commit to if you want to continue with the implementation of the ASEAN quiz, on how to have a better format, and whether or not the format should be standardized in all the 10 countries, so you will have like the same flow, the same guidance on how to implement. So yeah, I think that's from our side. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Right, I'm asking every delegate, or Budian perhaps here, should we in this meeting decide regarding the recommendation? For example, yes, we all agree that the ASEAN quiz should be continued, and then in that case our recommendation is whether we have to include also who or how the next host will be decided. If we are expected to be to deliver this recommendation, including the future or next host, perhaps we can also decide in this meeting whether it is voluntary or by, let's say, randomly like this one. And then after that, if it is picked, let's say Thailand again, but then ask Thailand, is it whether it is ready to be the next host? In my opinion, it is better if we can decide the next host also, because our recommendation is continuation, and then after that the question is whether we will have in digital form, but also face to face. Yeah, in my university, yeah, we have LMS as usual, web-based, but we have also the mobile version. So usually we conduct for formal assessment quiz, for example. We have different kinds of quizzes. One of the favorite that has a kind of enjoyment is the quiz is delivered just like Who Wants to Be Millionaire. Yeah, let's say we have 10 students or 10 teams. Then one team is represented, can be by one speaker, but also can be by all of three. It is up to the organizer, but the application is able to organize that way. Let's say, for simplicity, one ASEAN member state is represented by one speaker, even though they are consisting of 3 students. then we can get the question, let's say 10 or 20 questions for one session, and those questions are obtained from the question banks. Suppose for the next project, the question banks is also included to become the one of daily deliverable. So we will have question bank in digital form. In Excel is okay, I guess, yeah, but if we can have a good form in a cloud, for example, related to ASEAN, it is much better. Let's say we have 4,000 questions. So the application can get randomly from those 4,000 questions, extract only 20 for the first session, and that 20 questions will be delivered in the kind of Who Wants to Be Millionaire. So this is combination as recommended by several member states, yeah, here, that we deliver the quiz in terms of digital platform, but high integrity and also included with enjoyment. So that kind of thing is possible. We have the application, the mobile application, and also the LMS. So integrity is preserved, yeah, is maintained because we select from 4,000 question banks. We get 20 randomly, and then each question can be timed. Let's say one question is 1 minute. It will be counted down, or 30 seconds, for example. So we can see the final score is based on the correctness of answer, but also the response time. So correct and quick, fast. So if one team answers all correctly, but requires longer time, because we always sort who is the fastest but correct. So we can have usually at the end we can have the final score, and then we can have big three to be given the award in the virtual podium, something like that. So that one is available already. Yeah, we use in ITB in my university where I teach. So basically, and we have also an open-ended question, or fill in the blank, and the marking, the scoring can involve two ways. One is by help of AI, yeah, no AI generation, and the other one is by person. So usually in the ASEAN Cyber Kids Camp, usually we have different kinds of methods, yeah. So we can apply that to this ASEAN quiz as well. So we will have similar to what the Philippines has showed. I think that is very good. But now we involve also digital technology to guarantee, to maintain the academic integrity. Okay, so that is possible. The question from ASEAN and ITB, I think, is willing to support if required for the next ASEAN quiz. Whoever the organizer or the organizing host, not necessarily Indonesia. Okay, but I guess I will leave to the moderator whether we will vote or for the next host. So in our report, we agreed to continue. We have the tools, the digital tools, and a basic scheme of the quiz. But the next important thing is whether every ASEAN member state agrees regarding the budgeting, that it will be concentrated to regional only. So we will have to ask is who is the next host, and then the second, whether every ASEAN member state agrees that the national level budget is up to them, up to every member, and whether we will synchronize the system for regional or national level or standardized. I think we receive also some inputs through the form from several member states that the standardization of the scheme of quiz is recommended. I think that's so. I please Ibu Dian, the MC, help me to decide about these questions.
So on my point of view as a focal point of SCI, that's the project or budget for 2025 has been arranged. So I think to include the implementation of the next ASEAN Quiz in 2025 is a little bit challenging, and not possible even.
To submit for fiscal year of 2026.
Yeah, it's also happened to the national project. So if I have to say that we need a pilot project, because the Indonesia who do the review of the ASEAN Quiz, and then the Indonesia should implement the pilot project for the first time. It is also difficult for us from Indonesia side, because the budget for 2025 has been adopted by the government. So maybe the first pilot project should be on 2026. And then if we offer it to the chairmanship of the ASEAN for this year, I can say that I empathize Ibu Latifah, because and then Madam Zarina, because it will be short preparation, so it would not be enough time to prepare. So maybe before I goes around the table and offer that two solution, and then I also have questions to all of you, and then maybe ASEC can help. So if we use the technology, the learning, the LMS, the learning system, so how about the sustainability of the system? So should we offer the chairmanship every year, or should it be hosted under ASEC? So in the other competition is ASEAN ICT Award, now is ASEAN Digital Award. The problem for passing the system from every country to the next host country is the short code. So the short code from when Indonesia pass it to Laos, there is a problem, because the short code from Indonesia cannot implement instantly in Laos. So it's need to be sorted out. So that's now for the ASEAN Digital Awards, the system is hosted under ASEAN Secretariat to make it easier for IMS to implement and use the system. Now that's a question to ASEC, if it is possible for ASEC to host the system or not. If yes, how can make it possible under the ACF? And then maybe before I goes around the table, that I offer two alternatives for the next implementation of ASEAN Quiz, should it be handled by Indonesia for pilot project in 2026, and then we can go to the chairmanship of ASEAN in 2027, which is Philippines. So yeah, so in 2026 should be Myanmar, I think. After Indonesia have the pilot, and then we can have the review of the pilot, and the chairmanship of the next ASEAN in 2027 should be Philippines. So so I should ask the Philippines for the readiness, and then also ASEC for the suggestion of the digital system can be, is it can be hosted under ASEC or not. That's my question. So maybe first I go to ASEC.
I think that rather than thinking in terms of a digital system, it might be more prudent to think in terms of the portability of the questions, because systems will change, and we can think of a system that will work in 2026. But imagine 3 years ago, we never even knew TikTok existed. 10 years ago, we never even knew that YouTube was going to take over TV. So it is dangerous even to rely on a system and pretend that it will be the same system for 10 years or 5 years even, or even 3 years. So when we think of what the portability of the ASEAN quiz, your essence of the quiz is really the questions, and it's already a hard enough job to maintain a database of questions that needs to be updated. And so maybe thinking of a system where you're not technologically dependent on a system might be a more prudent way to think about how to move this from country to country.
Vidya, please.
Maybe if Professor Youssef can explain more on what is this LMS, like and then how is this only about to store the question bank, or to help the ASEAN students to be able to get materials and learn about ASEAN, for their preparation for the quiz, or will this system be used for implementation of the quiz itself, like all the scoring that you mentioned, and then the conduct of the quizzes?
Yes, the LMS, Learning Management System, can be used for all of those. But I agree also, with the gentleman that the most important thing of all, I think, is the question bank. Let's say we adopt the simplest form acceptable by every computer. It is stored in the format of Excel, for example, Microsoft Excel. We have a almost standardized form can be read by any system. For example, if we have a question and then choice 1, 2, 3, 4, and which one is the correct answer, possibly with the explanation of the correct answer. That kind of form is easily readable by any system, any LMS. So this is the simplest form that can be stored anywhere, basically. Even if I'm trusted to keep this one for 10 years, I think I can keep that. Everyone can keep that. And because it should be transparent, easily accessible, I guess this kind of file is easily stored anywhere, including in any website of ASEC, for example. So, but if we want to keep the integrity of the question bank, then we have some kind of digital protection. So we have the authentic version where the integrity of the data information, the key inside is secure. In that case, I think we have to have a secure system to keep the integrity of the question bank. If we keep in the simplest form of Excel, for example, then everyone can change the content, the key. So the integrity of the data, the information inside is not guaranteed. So in that case, we need to increase the level of security. So Excel is not good enough. In that case, the form of question bank that is secured and the guaranteed of its integrity, we need a secure system in that case. Of course, if we keep in the simplest form, in the Excel form, we can always state that this is the official, and every host member state requiring the authorized version, then they should ask the ASEAN member state, for example, ASEC, for example, to get the authorized version. So about question bank, we can implement the simplest or a secure form of the question. But I guess in terms of quality of the questions, that's another story, because it is about the content. So we have to have a review also about the content of question bank, and this should involve the subject matter expert from each of the COCI to validate whether the question banks are good and standard regarding the quality. So quality and quantity. If we don't know how many questions in the question bank right now, and we have to have at least, for example, 1,000 for each of COCI, socio-economic, for example, 1,000, so at least we have 3,000 questions. I think that's good enough. Now about the second question regarding the system. Yes, LMS, including its mobile version, is used for 3 purposes: for storing, for learning, and for assessment, for testing, making quiz or simulation of the quiz, or the formal assessment, the final version of the quiz, which is the competition. So all of those are possible using our current system. I have to mention also that there is a standardized version for the LMS, so that any kind of LMS can read that kind of format. In the past, we have the format is called SCORM, SCORM. But we have another new form right now, and this kind of form actually standardized, can be read by different kinds of LMS. But again, the standard itself can evolve over time. We don't know whether this standard still available in 10 years time. in the future. But if because the most important thing is the question bank and the learning materials. So the learning materials can be stored in text form or HTML. Yeah, it will be. I think in the next 10 years it will be okay. So the most important part of this is question bank, the authenticity of it, and the quality and quantity. And this should be maintained by, of course, the right person, the right organization. Yeah.
Thank you, Pa Yusuf. So if you want a simple form, we can use Excel. That can be accepted by all computer. But if you want a secure, and the secure one, we need to have application, accept an application. Okay, thank you, Pa. We note that, and then now I would like to go to Philippines first, to Madam Ellen, and so I would like to offer to the floor that maybe in 2026 should we begin by the pilot of ASEAN Quiz 2.0, and then after 2026 can be led by the chairman of ASEAN in 2027, which is Philippines. Is that do you have any objection, or can you support the idea? Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. Regarding the Philippines' possible hosting of the ASEAN Quiz 2.0 in 2027, I think we have to consult our principal on that, because the ASEAN Quiz regional implementation involves not only one agency but several agencies. So I think we have to consult our principal on that matter. Another option, if the Philippine chairmanship is not possible, we can go the ASEAN way alphabetically. So if Brunei would also consider hosting the first iteration of the ASEAN 2.0, it's another option. Thank you.
Thank you. So I will go around the table that now I think I will offer that Indonesia will take the initiative to implement the pilot of the ASEAN Quiz 2.0 in 2026. And then if you have any suggestion for the next implementation after 2026, please feel free to give us the suggestion, and then we as the host will take note of your suggestion. So I will begin. Yeah, Mbak Widya.
Thank you, Mbak Dian, for the summary and the proposal for Indonesia to start the pilot project of the ASEAN Quiz 2.0 in 2026. But maybe just to seek clarification, will it be only the regional level? That would mean the ASEAN Quiz 2.0 is the regional level quiz, right? So that would mean that even though Indonesia will be the host for the regional quiz in 2026, but we need a commitment from all the member countries to be ready with your national level winner. And unfortunately, I think we may not be able to provide budget like before, because if you recall, I think in the past also from the ASEAN Cultural Fund, we can only like give 5,000 USD, which is not much for the implementation of the national level in each country. So I think that thing would need to be clarified, that aside from the commitment from Indonesia to be the host for the regional quiz, we need a commitment from all countries too.
Vidya, for remind us about the national level. So it is important also to ask your commitment regarding the national level to implement the ASEAN quiz. So if the ASEF cannot cover the national level for ASEAN quiz, do you still commit to have a regional ASEAN quiz? So I will go through the table with two questions. Can you support Indonesia in 2026 to implement the pilot of ASEAN Quiz 2.0, and then your commitment to hold national level if ICF cannot cover the implementation of national level? So I will go to Brunei. Oh yes, please.
Yeah, may I ask for more clarification for the proposal from Indonesia, the ASEAN Quiz 2.0? First, okay, we'll start from 2026, and the next one will be like on the yearly basis, or like one every other year, like before.
What do you suggest? What do you suggest about the next implementation after the pilot 2026? It should be in yearly basis. The national and regional level will be happen consecutively in the same year, or like before, we need 2 years, every 2 years for the regional level. So the 1 year for national level and then the next year for regional level.
Yeah, having listened from the ASEC regarding the organization of the national level and regional level in different years, I think there is a problem. Yeah, the problem can be because of the moment. Usually, in my opinion, it is the best if we can have every 2 years, if budget is limited, yeah. But national and regional are organized in the same year. So basically, let's say in the first half year, we organize the national level every IMS, and then the winning team of this national level will attend the regional level, let's say in the other half, let's say on September or October. So I prefer that to maintain the spirit of the winning team, and also some students, if happens to be in the last year of their high school, for example, then after 1 year, that specific student may be not eligible anymore because of, let's say, the age restriction. So in my opinion, it is good that the national and regional level to be organized in the same year. That is my opinion from my experience, and also from the the information from ASEC. But in terms of system, let's say, once we have the standardized question bank, whether it is standardized also regarding the mechanism of the ASEAN quiz, every year or every 2 years is equally fine. assuming that the pilot has successfully been organized and the revision to that is also done. Main objective of the pilot is that we will have standardized question bank and standardized mechanism of national and regional quiz. Of course, this should be approved by all ASEAN member states. That's my opinion.
ASEC, may I ask you a question? So, is it best to decide the proceeding of next ASEAN quiz in this forum, or we can come up with a recommendation from this workshop and then send it to all ASEAN member states to ask the question, so they can go back and thinking and maybe consultation on the respective country instead of goes around the table.
Mbak Dian, I think it's important to listen to everybody, to go around this table first. But of course, it's not the end of everything. After this, we hope that Professor Youssef can also still facilitate to get, like further feedback from the member countries at referendum, because maybe you will need to consult your headquarter again on further feedback, because this is to remind you that we will have the 59th COCI meeting in November in Cambodia, and before the COCI we always have the standalone, we always have the SCI meeting back to back before the COCI, like prior to the COCI meeting. That would be another venue for us to convey the result of this workshop and also the recommendations that we have gathered from this workshop and also via at referendum later. And I think from what Mbak Dian has already suggested, maybe before we were asked around the table, I think that would be a good idea if Indonesia can start the pilot project, just to see how will the ASEAN Quiz 2.0 be implemented with all this new technology that is offered by Professor Youssef, without we have to really decide now whether it will be something that will be held annually or not. So we will wait and see. But I think just so that Indonesia can also start planning, I think that would be a good idea for Indonesia to start the pilot project in 2026. And just to clarify, the ASEAN chair in 2026 actually will be the Philippines. Yeah, not Myanmar. Yeah, so maybe after that, also after the implementation of the pilot project, then we can see what kind of mechanism, if we're going to continue the implementation of the ASEAN Quiz on the hosting, which system we should follow. And also not to forget that now we have Timor-Leste to also be involved. So more students to come, I hope it will be more interesting, yeah. And also maybe just to inject the idea for the future implementation, we may want to consider in engaging our dialogue partners, like the Digital Spark, which means that we may be able to tap more money from the dialogue partners country, right? This is just something, if we can really come up with good projects, very interactive quiz and activities, then we can sell the idea to our dialogue partners. That could be one of the solution that we have. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Vidya. So what we will go around the table is not a final decision. So we just offering that, and then you can give your suggestion that Indonesia will held the pilot project of the ASEAN Quiz in 2026, and then it's the yearly proposal can come after the after this forum, and we can give you a written report so you can discuss it internally. And then now I will ask first for Brunei, and Ibu, please feel free to give your suggestion too. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam. Yes, I think now there's like a few questions that we need to raise, especially back to our headquarters. Number one, just now, as we have discussed, it's with regards to rotation. And thank you very much to Indonesia for, will be the host for the pilot project for ASEAN Quiz 2.0, which we feel is quite fitting since it is being proposed by Indonesia, right? So with regards to the rotation, I think we will have to go back again to our headquarters. We understand that we may have a few choices, right? Just now, number one is through alphabetical order or following the chairmanship of the ASEAN Summit. So that might be something that we want to discuss back home. Another thing is also with regards to the national funding, I just would like to seek clarification, because just now when Professor Yusuf was explaining that there should be a standardization in terms of how the national level and the regional level, in terms of the platforms, how it's done. Now that if the funding is no longer being funded by ACF, I mean, assuming that it's no longer funded by ACF, would it be possible, I mean, to also think about, since it's going to be funded by AMS, that the platforms of how it's done nationally should be thought of by the AMS country itself, so that the host country of the regional bit can just focus on the regional sites only, So, but of course, we will still be using the question banks and all that, right? Because like Brunei, our case study is quite small. So, and we still encourage people to have a face-to-face interactions and all that, right? Since we're looking at youth, I think it is still relevant to us to actually have those kind of traditional, other than just using the, all those digital platforms. Another thing that I would like to, I think that would be it. Yeah. Thank you very much, Indonesia. Thank you.
Very much, Ibu. Now I pass to Cambodia, and please speak closer to the microphone. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. And I support to, and I support what Philippines, and about the funding, I can't make a decision alone, and I will ask my colleague, and I will come back to you later. Yes, very soon. Thank you.
We will also circulate the report and then the recommendation written by email, and then ASEC, you can give your feedback on written format from the email that will be circulated by ASEAN Secretariat. Now I pass to Indonesia. Please, Pak Rio.
Yeah, thank you. Of course, we agree with the plan, and we will support ASEAN Quiz, next ASEAN Quiz 2.0. Thank you.
Indonesia, as the implementer of the pilot project, says that agrees. So I can a little bit relief on this. And then now I pass to Lau. Please, sir.
Very much, Madam Vice Chair. First of all, I would like to congratulate Indonesia for accepting to host the pilot project in 2026. Does it mean that the pilot project is the first ASEAN Quiz 2.0? We can say like that? Yeah? Okay. So congratulations and thank you very much. So I do agree, no objection. And then to choose the next host after Indonesia, maybe we can. I'm open to every means. Maybe we can do by alphabetical order, like we do always. Yes, but I have another point, and it's about the budget for the national competition. It's a little bit concerned when I heard from Ms. Vidya that maybe ASEC we consider to cut the budget for the national competitions, which it would be quite a big problem for Lao PDR, because finding a sponsorship to host national competitions has been always a big challenge for us. So, like you said, $5,000 is not a big money, right? So it would be very good if you can reconsider. And because, as I said, ASEAN Quiz, it's nowadays a very important event for the young generation in Lao PDR. Each year we attract more and more participants from the students from the high schools in the whole country, and of course we can do online selection rounds, right? For students in other provinces, but our students, they are more interested in participating in international level competition, and yes, and the budget of $5,000 it's would be very important for us to do that competition at national level. Thank you very much.
Your suggestion. Now I pass to Malaysia. Yes, Madam.
Good morning, everyone. Of course, Malaysia is supportive of the ASEAN Quiz to be continued. We can go along with Ibu Dian or Indonesia's proposal for the pilot project ASEAN Quiz 2.0 to be hosted by Indonesia in 2026 and 2025, is it? 2026. Sorry. And subsequently, Malaysia can go along either with, based on the consensus, to follow the chairmanship, ASEAN chairmanship, or by alphabetical order. We can follow the consensus. On the funding, whether both at regional and national level to be funded by ECF or not. At this juncture, we don't have any approval from the top management yet, but I think we can go along with ACF funding just at the regional level, and at the national level we can work on our own budget. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ibu Zarina, for the approval and suggestion. Now I pass to Myanmar.
This is BOS, where we after consultant with focus point via online, via image.
Okay, thank you. And now I pass to Philippines.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Philippines also supports Indonesia, being the host of the pilot project of ASEAN Quiz 2.0. So thank you for offering. And second, we also support the conduct of the national and regional level competitions in the same year, because that is also what we practice now in the Philippines. And for the standardized system for the regional, we also support that. But however, for the national competition, we propose that we leave it to the discretion of the ASEAN member states, especially since we have different format that we follow every installment. And for the Philippines, we feel that the traditional format has some authenticity and more engaging for our students. And next is also we support the revisiting or review of the data bank. And we agree that content in terms of quality and quantity is important. And right now we have the 5 areas, the ASCC, AEC, APSC, the ASEAN in general, and the AMS-centered topics that usually we follow in the development of questions. And if there are other areas that we can add or include, considering the major developments in ASEAN today, maybe we can also add some more topics. And for the budget, we propose that while we understand that there is a very limited budget for available from SCI, and the AMS is constrained to also allocate additional funding on top of the 5,000 budget that is given for the national competition, we still propose that a small amount, if possible, or if available, can be given to the EMS for the national competition. That is just to ensure that the students' needs are met and not, sacrificed, especially for the cash prizes and, some needs that we have to give them during the competition. And since in the last SCI meeting, we have allocated a lot of the SCI budget to SCI projects, perhaps in the next SCI meeting, we can prioritize this ASEAN Quiz project in terms of budget allocation under SCI. I think that's our recommendations. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Filipino. I pass to Thailand, please.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. As for Thailand, we also agree for the ASEAN Quiz 2.0 that will be pilotly hosted by the Indonesia. And I think like our Thailand teams also have very similar opinions as the Philippines. Example like the rotation. For us, I think is either alphabetical orders or the chairmanship is depend on our ASEAN member will decide. But it comes down to the most important factor, which is funding. And I totally agree that with the Philippines, that even though the first year maybe we will focusing on the regional ASEAN Quiz, the budget for the regional ASEAN Quiz, but however we should set aside some of the national the ASEAN Quiz for the national level for each member state to be conduct at least, because even in Thailand, I remember we received about like 5,000 US dollar, which is very small amount. So our agency, we have to top up the budget and to find a way, try to find a way that build the engagement among the youth And also we use the similar way like the Philippines by collaborating with the other sectoral body, for example, like Ministry of Education, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to help about the building the questionnaire, and also about the to try to recruit the student. I think so. That's mean that next year when we have the SCI meeting, Indonesia will have to propose the budget for the regional ASEAN quiz, and if possible, maybe a little some amount for the national ASEAN quiz too. And beside the regional ASEAN quiz, I also finding that because you're talking about building the question bank and also the system, so this I'm not quite sure that this is the expense maybe will cover by the the budget that the proposed budget for the ASEAN quiz, but it will be good if it can include. And lastly, for the question bank, from the experience that we try to build the question banks, and however the big question is that it cannot be sustained long, so we need to find a mechanism to review and update the question bank, because last time, even though we put a lot of effort, but I think we can use only like twice maybe, because the question will be like kind of out of date, some of our date, and maybe like repeat it again, and now everyone like even though the student know already about the question. So that would be all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam, for your valuable suggestion. We take note of your suggestion. Now I pass to Vietnam.
Good morning, everybody. Yes, Madam Chair. Firstly, I agree with the proposal of Indonesia when we host the ASEAN Week in the 2026. And secondly, I hope in the future we have more increase the ASEAN Quiz Fund. So maybe so after the Indonesia and after the Philippines and Thailand, Vietnam will have the opportunity to have the ASEAN Quiz Funds and to be host some game, some ASEAN quiz in my country. So thank you very much.
Vietnam. So I think I have to thank you to all participants today that we can come up to the recommendation during this workshop about how we will do the implementation of ASEAN Quiz 2.0, and then I thank you to you all that still want to keep the ASEAN Quiz as the program under SCI, and considering that the benefit offered by the ASEAN Quiz is encompassed all, and then ASEAN, I think the awareness promotion for the ASEAN is on the master plan of communication, the ACMP, the second ACMP. So the ASEAN quiz is, I think it's still relevant to be implemented maybe in the next 10 years ahead, because it's still relevant with the master plan itself. So now I give the floor to the speaker, to the Pak Yusef, to give the key points of this workshop and recommendation. Please, Pak.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. Yes, I can conclude several points here. That number one, we all agreed that we continue the ASEAN Quiz, and we will rename the next session to become ASEAN Quiz 2.0. Second, we will state the recommendation from this meeting, and will be finalize, perhaps, yeah, in the next COCI meeting in Cambodia. So basically, this is not finalized, but just a recommendation from this meeting. And the third, all ASEAN member states agreed that Indonesia will volunteer to host the pilot project or the first ASEAN Quiz 2.0. Number 4, the mechanism of ASEAN Quiz, the regional ASEAN Quiz 2.0 will be somewhat standardized. So every ASEAN member state in the next round, in the next event, will follow the guidelines. So the standardization is not very strict, but we will have guideline to make the mechanism follow that guideline, but not too strictly. I think we will discuss about this guideline in the after, or perhaps when we are proposing to hosting the pilot. Then after the pilot, of course, we will have some review regarding the improvement or the recommendation or suggestion for better, in the quotes, better standards of our regional ASEAN Quiz 2.0. Regarding this is number 5, yeah, the national level, I cannot conclude one conclusion. So in this case, it's better that for the national level, each ASEAN member state refer lightly, loosely, or tightly to the ASEAN member, to the ASEAN Quiz 2.0. So of course, in that case, because recommendation number 6 is that, however small, the seed budget is provided by the ASEAN Secretary for the national level. Yeah, all agree about that. Yeah, but not $0, but 5,000 or 10,000. I think it's okay to improve, I guess, yeah, the seriousness, and also to increase the motivation for the winning team of the students. Okay, so 6 recommendation. I think the most important thing that I can conclude from this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Yusuf. And I apologize that I will only give the closing remark to you. So please, Pak Yusuf, you can deliver your closing remark, and then we can finish this workshop today. And before I give the floor to you, I would like to thank you as the speaker, Pak Yusuf, and also the consultant of this review, and also to ASEC for your valuable inputs to the improvement of the ASEAN Quiz in the future, and to all of you, Madam and Sirs from ASEAN, and all participants on the inputs of today's meeting. It's all valuable for us to implement ASEAN Quiz in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ibu Dian. Right, so today we will conclude our meeting. First of all, I would like to thank you for your participations in this meeting, for your input, for your corrections regarding our data. Yeah, even that important data also is not accurate. So this reminds us that we have to be more serious regarding the organization of our data and information. And in this case, hopefully by hosting and organizing the ASEAN Quiz 2.0, we will have at least one is question banks. We will invite every ASEAN member state later to contribute to the question bank. Later we will have good quality and good quantity question banks. Regarding the question banks, let's say we have 5,000 questions. If our children can master all 5,000 questions, it means that it's good for all of us. Yeah, even though they know already the question banks, but 5,000 are a lot. So it means, yeah, this is very good if so many of our students can master those question banks. It means the body of knowledge of ASEAN has been mastered by many of our children. I think that's a good thing. Yeah, because any randomly picked for the competition out of those 5,000, they have mastered already. So next, if that is the case, we have so diligent and so intelligent students from each ASEAN member state competing in the, let's say, ASEAN Quiz 2.0 in every round. We will compete in terms of speed in that case, yeah, because all of them are smart. They have mastered the question banks, but the speed how to answer, I think that becomes important. But this is, I think, the ideal case. Usually, if the question banks just 5,000, I think that's a big number, yeah. So we have a hope that our children can master those, but let's say if they forget some of the question, I think that's human. So basically, either case is always good for us. But the most important thing for us, after the pilot project, we will have a good quality and quantity question banks. Of course, on the other hand, the committee also should be creative in improving, updating, maintaining the question bank so it is not outdated. The outdated question, if we can find them, then we have to update, yeah, to remove perhaps, yeah. Okay, so that's but the most important thing of all, I guess, yeah, this meeting we have spent 3 hours, Bu Dian and everyone. So this is a good time spent, and we have also concluded many important decisions here, conclusion to be reported in the next meeting in Cambodia. Hopefully by the time we can have recommendation, but this recommendation is also agreed by all the ASEAN member states. That's all from me. Thank you very much once again, and if there is some misinformation, data is not accurate, please apologize for that. Thank you very much.
Okay, distinguished delegates, thank you so much for your participation in this workshop today. And we will begin our lunch. The lunch will be served at the foyer, just outside this meeting room. So once again, thank you very much for your participation and enjoy your lunch.